Hi, welcome to my channel, and today I'll be walking through a water shoreline. I'm using the Holbein Artist Gouache. The colors are red, yellow, blue, gray, white, and black. I'm also using this Arches palette. This one is cold press. And I'm using just 3 brushes, 2 flat brushes. This one is more of a blending brush though, so it's a little bit stiffer. And I am creating a couple different blue colors to start out, and I'll be working from the top of the painting down. And you also don't need a gray color. So if you just have the primaries, that's okay. So as you can see, it's pretty rough, and I just start out with pretty broad brush strokes. And with gouache, I generally start out really thin, kind of like a watercolor, and then build on top of that. And I found that dries the best, and it's really nice adding the thickness to it at the end. Next, taking a lighter color with a little bit more yellow and start to mark in where that shoreline is going to be. And with gouache and watercolor, I just mix as I go. And with oil painting, most of the time I'll mix the colors beforehand, or a lot of them. So hopefully this is helpful, showing the different colors I'm using and how to mix them. Now I'm just mixing the color of the sand that I want. So I'm going for a warmer, darker color because it's going to be in the foreground. So I want it to still kind of anchor the painting down. So still staying pretty rough. These shapes are pretty general and mostly abstract at this point. But I find with the base layer of paint, the key is to just blend as much as possible. Here I'm deciding I wanted a little bit more of a different tone in the sand. So just mixing a new sand color, which I think complements the blue a little bit better. And as each layer of gouache dries, Adding water still allows a little bit of blending on top of it. As you can see, I can still blend into the blue color there. So now I'm going to add in that detail where it really starts to give shape to what this painting is going to be. So that shoreline, adding just enough water to make the gouache feel like a little bubble as you kind of drag it across, so it's not too runny and it's not too stiff that you get streaks in there. You want it to have a really nice flow when you're painting the foam, and you'll kind of get a feel for how opaque you want it. And just taking really small random brush strokes. It's nice to even just practice this on the side and see how your hand moves. And towards the front, I wanted to clump the foam together a little bit more. And there's really no messing this up because you can go back a few minutes later when it dries and add in that darker sand color again so it's still mixed. So as the foam goes into the wave, I get a little bit more random and far apart, and that foam gets smaller, so the scale is going to show a little bit more depth. And I just take the lighter color and just kind of brush it across any of the tops of the shadows. And that gives the illusion of being a detailed wave. And it then starts to define the wave pattern and how they kind of flow into each other. And then this last step is add some definition and depth to the foam. So taking a darker sand color, just doing a very fine line towards the edge. Some areas you're going to want to blend it out. And then you can go in and do the same detail within the foam as well. This is also a time too, if you aren't happy with the foam formations, you can go back in and on top of the white foam, just add little dots or random shapes in there. And I hope you like this tutorial. If you tried this one, definitely go check out my social media and tag me in a photo. I'd love to see what you did. And thanks for watching.